Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, we've had a couple of big frosts around the country over the last couple of nights, but we've got a warm and northerly flow developing for the next couple of days ahead of a very large low, another one moving on through around about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, followed by a cold change, but it's a short-lived one. We are starting to get a bit of a hint that the spring weather pattern has started to arrive. I'm not ready yet to say it's here, but we are very close to be able to say that. So here is the animated wind map at the moment, the large high parked out over the Chatham Islands. That's the reason why we're about to start to get a warmer wind flow coming through, although the North Island, certainly inland central areas, might have another cold night tonight with those light winds, so we may still see some frosts, but the South Island looks warmer. Speaking of frost, look at this amazing photo sent in this morning. Thank you very much, Neville Wallace of Hawera. That's obviously Mount Taranaki there. Beautiful, frosty big morning this morning, and one of the biggest frosts we've actually seen so far this year. So that's quite normal. Around about the middle of August, it's just like the middle of February. We get some of our hottest weather in February. Well, exactly 6 months from there, we're now in the middle of August, so big frost. But we've got a real mixture of weather coming through. That's why we're saying we can see a bit of a spring pattern forming, because in winter it should be cold and frosty all the time, not just like for one night and then a couple of nights later it's plus 12, plus 13. And that's what we're getting at the moment, with northerly winds coming down, a much warmer Monday night, Tuesday morning on the way, certainly for the South Island. As I said, the north might still be a bit cold first thing. By lunchtime though, even you get the warmer northerly winds. So a much warmer Monday and Tuesday afternoon on the way for many regions. Once we get to Wednesday, you can start to see that deep low that is forming. Now the central air pressure could get down to the 960 hectopascal range. If you don't really understand what that means, basically anything south of about 990, anything lower than 990, is one to keep an eye on, because the atmosphere becomes much more unstable. So we can get downpours and thunderstorms and squalls, even isolated tornadoes, although we're not yet forecasting a lot of that stuff, but we're just saying to you, with a deep low, with low air pressure, always one to keep an eye on. So maybe not a lot of drama on Wednesday. We're sort of in between systems to some degree. We've got that front there moving away, a bit of dry, warm weather, and then in comes the next big system. So by Thursday, you can see what we mean by here comes the next big low. And this is where we might start to get strong, maybe gale force winds in some areas. We might get a few isolated thunderstorms here and there as well, because we're transitioning away from these warmer, more subtropical winds to these colder, more subantarctic ones. So these are cold southerlies, these are warm nor'westers. So you can see on Thursday, the low itself very close to the South Island, and the wind and rain moves into the north. So once again, hit and miss thunderstorms and unsettled squally showers moving in off the Tasman Sea. And by Friday, no real change for the North Island. Once again, you've got more of the same. Might be again a few isolated thunderstorms in there. The centre of the low weakening as it moves northwards on Friday, but the colder wind comes in behind it. We might get some low-level snow flurries coming through on Friday. And our final map for Saturday shows, well, it's a colder morning, but the low starts to move away, and already the windy sou'westers start to turn later on back to westerlies, which means Sunday has warmer westerlies. So it's an unsettled week coming up. Another cold snap again at the very end of the week, but I think the rain and the wind probably are the two main features. And one last thing, there will be some more heavy snow again around the South Island ranges and mountains and ski fields, not so much down to the low level. So overall, I think the weather pattern has been fairly friendly to us, but this week, a little bit more drama again in our skies. That's all from me. Our next update around lunchtime on Tuesday.